houses in particular at the moment, because of the fact that so many landlords are sort of now thinking about selling up, are probably going to be your best appreciating asset. Flats maybe to a lesser degree, and that's number one because a developer's going to come along and knock down 3 houses and put 18 flats on it. There'll be more and more flats in supply, whereas no developer is going to come and build more houses, especially not in sort of city center kind of areas. So I think places where, clients can afford to get onto a house rather than a flat, I'll definitely look at taking that jump rather than going down the flat route. But then, we've got some clients who are kind of going, right, I'm never going to have kids. I work like an absolute, mad person. And I'd much rather just stay 10 minutes away from work in a flat where I don't have to do any work. Those flats would obviously have a little bit more of a demand. But, your sort of standard new build kind of boxy kind of thing is going to be dime a dozen. And I think those properties will battle to appreciate in value as quickly as houses will in the next 10 years.
You got any other predictions on the market?
Interest rates are going to hopefully get down to sort of 3.5%. I think it gets to 3.5%, that probably would be a point where, if I was that client I was talking about earlier, where we're waiting for things to go down, I think 3.5% is a safe area for you to kind of go, actually, you know what, I'll get involved, because it's probably not going to get too much better. Because I think this 2% inflation rate is going to be a sticky one. We've been at 2.2 now for 2 months. It only takes a little change in fuel prices, a little change in world position to create problems with that sort of inflationary issue. And therefore, banks are going to have to continue to pay savers more to be able to put their money with them, which means that this 3.5% rate is probably going to be where we settle. But 3.5% is still a hell of a lot better than the six or 7 that we're at. I mean,
it's much more normal as well than 0, right?
Yeah, and like if you look at it before we had the global financial crisis, the Bank of England base rate average was 5 to 5.5%. So, historically speaking, we're no different to where we used to be. It's just that we've been spoilt for a prolonged period of time with really, really cheap money.
This was from our full-length conversation with mortgage broker Anthony Emerson, where we focused on everything you need to know about mortgages. You can watch the full episode right here.